Hi, it's Imabi Song, Africa's number one image and identity spiritualist. And today I want to tell you, do not settle because your spirit does not want to settle. Now, a lot of people are unfulfilled and are living unhappy lives. And it will interest you to know that these people walked into these lives with their eyes wide open. They were not coerced many times. They just accepted a deal which they have been convinced that is virtuous to accept. So I have a lot of people that are in relationships with, of course, very good people, but very good people that they do not really like or that they do not really choose. But because these people have been good to them, they feel it as the best thing to do to align with these people. The worst relationship advice in the world is compromise. And everyone tells you. That's why it's so difficult. Your dad tells you, your mother tells you that, in marriage, the only thing you should do is compromise. If you don't sabi compromise, then you're done for. Everywhere you look, everyone is telling you to compromise, that you cannot find anybody that is perfect. There is no 100% person. So you've got to compromise. Compromise. How can the most used advice or the most frequently given advice be the most stupid? I know many of you are already boiling within you as I'm saying this already. See, compromise. You don't know what you're on about. Because if you cannot compromise, how can you possibly be with a person? Because a person will offend you, you have to compromise, you have to meet halfway. And then that will lead me to explaining to you that compromise is, of course, a thing in all human relationships. I mean, for people to move along, people of individual likes to move along, they need to compromise on certain things. And I would always recommend compromise for things like, what do you want to eat? What do we eat today? Me is Eko I want to eat. Me is beans I want to eat. And then you guys try to meet at a point. They say, okay, let me let this woman have what she wants today. At least I can always have what I want later on. What movie do you watch on Netflix? My woman wants to watch a horror movie or romance. Me, I want to watch action or politics. And then I say, okay, if it's that one, let us watch a romance comedy or a romantic action. This is us meeting halfway. Or me just even letting her, okay, you watch your horror movie, but you have to let me watch my politics after. These are compromises. And why are these compromises healthy? Because they help you to get past the time, because these are not serious things you can hold on to. They are things you can always go back to doing. You can always have time to watch your favorite movie. You can always have time to eat your favorite meal. But when it comes to fundamentals as to the reason why you are going into your relationships, you cannot afford to compromise on these things. If there's a level of beauty you like, I beg, no go listen to person when go tell you, say, do not consider beauty when you are marrying. Of course, beauty might be one of the least things to consider, but do not go and marry a person that you do not find attractive, or do not get into a relationship with a person that you don't find attractive, because that person will suffer. Now, let me tell you what happens in relationships where there is heavy emphasis on compromise. Firstly, the first person that says, let me compromise, what they are noticing is that they want a particular thing, but they are giving up that particular thing. Compromise always means giving up a preferred outcome. Usually to suffer an unpreferred outcome for a greater good. It is the idea of sacrifice, of giving what you would naturally want to have, giving it up. Now, the natural response to compromise is that when I compromise on something, I expect the other person to also compromise on something. If there is something I want out of my woman and I'm not okay with this thing, and I say, okay, because she has these other qualities, let me compromise on this one. And it's a very, very important thing for me. It is not something that I've accepted, it is something I've compromised on. What will happen is that I'll be expecting her to compromise on some values of ours also. It happens almost like clockwork. Very soon, I'll start expecting her to do some things that she's uncomfortable with, because I expect that if I'm compromising on this certain thing, even if I might not say it openly, I will be in my mind, I'll be like, since I'm compromising on this thing, I want to manage this girl self. She has to do this, she has to do that, she has to do this, because she's not the full alignment of what you want. So you find out that all of you are tagging at each other for compromises here and there. Very soon you will find out that two of you are in relationships you do not want, because you have decided that the things you want, you give them up, and you have expected that the other person also has to give up the things that they want. And by the time you guys have formed a relationship of giving away what you want or giving up what you want, it will come to a point whereby none of you have what it is that you want, and resentments will begin to creep in. The worst relationship advice is to compromise. If you want a woman who is beautiful and you want a woman whom you can show off, you want a woman who you can carry by your side and it makes you feel better as a man, please go for such a woman. Please go for such a woman. Most people that overemphasize the idea of not choosing beauty, or overemphasize the idea of how unimportant beauty is. Of course, beauty is not the most important. That is a given. But people that overemphasize that, usually what they are doing is projecting. Many of them have also been in relationships where they are not fully satisfied with what they have got and they have compromised. And what do you know about misery? Misery loves company. So they will usually advise other people to toe that same path, because they say that these are the sacrifices I made. I think I want more people to suffer what I have suffered. People would only advise you by virtue of the things that are present in their lives. A man with a beautiful woman will tell you to go and find a beautiful damsel. A woman too is looking for a man who is rich. People tell you that don't focus on the man who is rich. Yes, don't focus on the man who is rich. But if it is very important for you to, because you don't want to suffer. I was with a girl one time, she told me, see, I don't want to suffer. I will not marry a guy who is not set up. And I understand that. Why would you openly open your eyes and go and enter into suffering? So if you as a man, as a woman who is looking for a man in that level, of that nature, of that caliber, by all means, please do find somebody like that. And don't let anybody shame you for the actions or the decisions you have made pertaining to things that are your life, things you're going to experience alone. When it comes to things you're going to experience alone and things you're going to experience alone for a long time, the only way to make those decisions is to be selfish. If you are going to experience a thing alone, it means that other people do not experience these things with you. Now, we'll always like to look at the idea of, okay, yes, for example, in marriage, so this person is getting married and the families are marrying each other. So it is not the case that it is just one person who is, getting married, because families are indeed marrying each other. So if families are marrying each other, we cannot now say that, you are making a decision for yourself alone. You're making a decision for the family. But the truth is that the family doesn't sleep with you at night. Every day when you wake up to that ugly face that you don't like, the family is not going to be there with you. Every time when you cannot get it up to have sex with your wife because you don't find her attractive, the family is not going to be there with you. The moment things like cheating and some other disturbing things start to creep in on or inevitably into your marriage, based on the fact that you don't like what you have, your family is not going to be there with you. When you compromise on your sexual wants, the thing you want, how you like to the fuck, you compromise, say you don't want the fuck like that, or you pick a woman who is, who cannot satisfy you in the way you want to be satisfied, because you are told that that's how to find a decent woman. You find out that you are not satisfied with that, the family is not going to be fucking your wife for you. You are going to personally experience this person for a long time. You will want to pick the best deal for you. You have to be selfish about it. So when you are selfish about it, that person also needs to be selfish about it. If two selfish people choose themselves, that is the most perfect relationship. Why? Because both parties chose what is best for them. That is the only way relationships can work. That two of us consider this relationship the best for us. Not that one person considers it the best, the other person doesn't consider it the best. The other person is managing. Then one person is happy in the relationship, the other person is not happy. And when one person is not happy in the relationship, the person would always push that their unhappiness to the other party. You don't want a person that will compromise for you. I don't want a woman who is going to say, I like tall guys, but I'm going to manage you if I'm not tall. Or a girl will say, I prefer slim guys, but we can work with this. No. I don't want to be happy with what I have, and the thing I have is not happy with me. There are times whereby being fat or being slim or being tall or being short are not important to you, right? So in that kind of situation, you are looking at this, you say, okay, I can really easily accept this. Now, not compromise, acceptance. I can accept that you are not tall. In fact, I can accept that you are not slim. I do not expect you to ever get slim. I accept that this is who you are, and I love this you. Because like we all know, the best relationship might not be what you have listed out as per the things you want, because it is about what gives you the best satisfaction. If at any point in time you are noticing that you are not fully satisfied with what you have got, it is better you are alone than going onward. And this is not just in relationships. This is in every other thing we do. We start up businesses, not the way for example, I was talking to one guy recently, and he's with one staff. This staff is so bad, this staff is stressing him, but I'm saying, why have you not sacked this staff? He said, because he doesn't have another person to replace the person, so he's going to look for the person. I said, now you see, the problem is that you first of all chose a staff that you could not work with. The issue is, this issue of trying to remedy the situation you have gotten yourself into is more difficult now, because it's not supposed to be a decision you are making now. It's supposed to be a decision you have made at the beginning. So I told him, I said, first of all, you needed to think this thing through. Pick the best bet for your business, the best person to align, the best person to work with you. Because the way these things work is that once you are in a place of discomfort, and your spirit keeps on telling you that you're in a place of discomfort, but you keep on disregarding those signs from your spirit that you are in a place of discomfort, what happens is that more discomfort keeps on creeping in, because the greatest attractor of sadness is a sad mind. The greatest attractor, or is that attractor of happiness, of good things, is a happy, calm, good, and grateful mind. If you are in a position whereby your mind is feeling good about your life, your present life, more good things keep on coming around. But most times in those relationships, you find out that these people are not fully settled with what they have. They are usually trying to change the person into a perfect spec. They hope that in the future the person can change. They hope that in the future the person can adjust themselves. Maybe if she works harder, she'll be slimmer. Maybe if he ate more, it would be bigger. If he went to the gym more, it would. You have not come to the cognizance of accepting what it is that is before you. So you are unhappy until that resultant factor comes to be. The best relationships are with the people that we are okay with them not changing. That if they never change, we are okay with what we have got. The best relationships are with people that we accept the way they are. If they change, good. If they don't change, good. The best relationships are not with people whom we are expecting would have a change later on. If you're with a person and the person gives you good sex, good food, but for some reason you cannot seem to have peace when this person is around, because after the sex, after the food, other times you guys are spending together which are not sexual in nature or satisfying some, hedonistic want like hunger or sex, every other thing is unpeaceful. There is always one issue or the other. Compromising on this with the idea of I can change this person or this person can change, or compromising on this idea that since these other things are present, I would let this one go, away. It's a painful thing. You will not be happy, and then you'll be forcing the other person to not be happy because you want to force the other person to also give the way you have given. So why do we have a lot of problematic relationships? Compromise is a very, very important word when we're advising couples or advising people. These two people do not want to align with each other, and then you say they should go in and compromise. Now, in the days where people were being match made, it made a lot of sense. Why? Because they brought these people to fulfill the goal of the marriage already happened before the marriage. Now the two families are coming together, two powerful families, and saying we want our children to join together. We want this merging to be for power, this merging to bring more strength to the individual families and make them more formidable. And usually marriages were concocted for that reason, and it was beautiful. Why? When this happens, these two people usually, it happens when they are young. They have been preconditioned to know each other or to like each other in this way. Even if they have not been, there's a reason why they're getting married, which is beyond themselves and they picking and all of those things. And these things have been settled before the marriage comes to be. So the reason why they're in the marriage is not because they want to be there or they like each other, and it doesn't mean they are happy in it. It is because it's because of what the marriage stands for. What does it represent in the society? So we find out that those marriages last the longest most times, not because those people have chosen the best of spouse or for themselves, but because there are more things tying them inside than what they can break out from. Some of them do later come to find out that they enjoy what they have, but many times many of them are not also happy, but have, to keep up their appearance, because what they represent is a business empire than just. But now, when you are making a decision on your own, now this advice I'm giving is not for those who are match made. When you are match made, you have no power of your own, so to speak. But when you are making the choice by yourself, you cannot go to market and now choose the thing that is not good for you. It's one thing for them to call you and then join you with somebody, right? And they say you people must marry, you are betrothed or something. That is different from when you wake up with your own eyes, your eye clear, you go market, you go pick the thing when can't they complain about them. And that is what happens the most, because you have been taught about this idea of the virtue of compromise, that is the sign of love. I want to assure you that you cannot love properly a person that you compromise to be with. Why? Because you are not going to give them the best relationship experience that they deserve, because you are compromising. There are people that want them just the way they are. I've been with a girl before, and I was trying to make her lose weight. This girl was quite chubby. I was trying to make her lose weight, and I discovered that she was trying to lose weight. She was jogging, taking, watching her diet and all of those things. The funny thing is that I first of all said, okay, well, let me swallow how she looks and let me focus on the fact that she has a very beautiful personality, and she sure does, but I didn't like how she looked, right? And she started working on those things. But guess what? The kicker is here, that this girl gets cars to stop for her almost on a daily basis. She comes out to jog and guys are stopping. Baby girl, can I give you a ride? Guys are asking for her number. Richer guys than me want to bet this girl, but she is sticking to me, who is not finding her as attractive. But many people are finding you attractive. All around, people want to bang you. All around, people want to be in a relationship with you. I have to be true to myself, and I called that one day. I told her, I said, I am blocking you from meeting the people that really want you, the people that truly deserve you the way you are, and all the things that you are with, that are going to accept your flaws and love them, that your flaws is what they are looking for. I'm not looking for a perfect woman. There are things that I even want in a woman. I want some flaws in my woman. It gets some kind spoiled when I want to make my woman spoil. And if she never spoil, I go spoil them like that. Because perfection is not what is attractive to me. I want quirkiness. I want weird behaviors that I like. I want funny, stupid, crazy behaviors that me like. I want differences that make her stand out from other people that are not born of perfection, that I like. So anytime a person is trying to correct the imperfection in a person, they have not come to love this person. So anytime you're in a relationship with a person that you compromise on something you're not happy about, you have deprived them the opportunity of being with a person that will be happy in a relationship with them. So you don't love them. Loving such people means you have to leave such relationship. That is the only true sign of love you can show to such people. Because your constant remaining in that relationship is a sign that you actually do not love this person. So, the worst advice you can ever get, is a person telling you to compromise on any shit. This is me trying to tell you today. Do not compromise, because your spirit knows what it wants. That yearning in your heart on what you want is there for a reason. Don't go and use another person's playbook to plan your own life. You're not playing the same game. There's this idea of individuality and uniqueness that we have forgotten to acknowledge in this age and time. Why? Because there's so much social media, there's so much prescription on how life should be. There's so much description on what is the proper thing that life should be, and many people just simply want to align with what has been given as the status quo. So many people simply just follow the crowd. So many people follow the mainstream advice. So many people want to listen to one guru or the other. And when I speak about these things, I'm like saying, go back to your spirit and ask yourself, do you truly want this thing, or are you accepting it because they have told you, or you have been advised that these are the things you can accept? Are you being with this person and compromising on the things that you truly want within you because someone has told you that these things are not important for you to want? I broke up with a girl, and someone was telling me that what is the reason why, and I gave some reasons. These are not good reasons. These are not good reasons. And I said, the girl when me break up with myself, you're telling me these are not good reasons for me to break up with this person. But this is funny, because any reason for me to have broken up with this person is good enough. The very fact that I thought it wise that I can't be with this person again, I don't need to have a good reason, so to speak, for that to happen. The reason has to be peculiar to me. It's not even for you to understand. As long as I can understand the reason, it's enough. Because it is me who is in that relationship. It is me who is having that experience. It is me who this relationship is being meant for. You cannot now tell me what is good for me, because my spirit knows what is good for me, and I listen deep within, and you can easily sense it. There's some level of inner peace and satisfaction you have when you are in situations that are meant for you. So when you are with a person that is meant for you, there's this inner peace, this inner satisfaction, this inner quiet that you get from having that person around. Now, of course, you'll be tempted by other people. For example, if you have a very beautiful woman that's beautiful to your spec, she also fits into other aspects. Because some people tell you that if a woman has good character, or if a woman is beautiful, she cannot have good character. And most people that have good character are ugly girls. That might be true to some level, but there are very beautiful women who actually have good characters too, and would give all that beauty and be devoted to one man. Not every woman who has beauty wants to take it all around. That's what I always say. I say beauty should not be our greatest asset. I've seen many women who are very beautiful, but beauty is not their greatest asset. They're looking to build themselves in. Alright, so a slight distraction there. I just had to get some things done. when I was talking about getting a person who aligns with what you want. Now, if I have a woman who ticks all the boxes, beauty-wise and all of that, I am still going to look at other women. For example, I'm out with my very beautiful wife and she has all the things I'm looking for, and then I see another girl pass shaking her yansh. There's a high likelihood I'm still going to look at that woman. But when I look at that woman, it's different from when I look at a woman, when I'm with a woman who's ugly. Now, when I'm with a beautiful woman and I see another beautiful one, I'm like, oh, damn, beautiful woman, right? Nice yansh. But I've got a beautiful one here too. Equally nice yansh. Equally proper beauty and alignment here. So you can see that at that point in time, my perspective on the person I'm with is different, because I am with what I want. So looking at what I don't really want, or looking at something else that is also enticing to me, doesn't really affect me so much, because I am with what I want already. So the thing is that if I look at a woman with as nice, I'm like, oh, beautiful woman, but I have a beautiful man by my side. But by the time you are with a woman you don't really like, by the time you see a woman that you like, you'll be like, look at this fine girl. I wish I was with this kind of girl. Look at the one I'm with. You don't feel satisfied. So being in a relationship that gives you the most satisfaction helps you to build the life you want, helps you to build the family you want, helps you to have the most happiness and satisfaction you want, helps you to even stop cheating, to some level. It reduces the need or the heightened want to want to cheat, because you feel like you got a very good deal. You feel like you got the best deal. The other person also feels happy because they feel like they got the best deal too. It's a beautiful thing to know that the person you are with is happy to be with you. So if you are not fully happy to be with a person, you are causing them disservice. Even if you say that you want to be with this person out of pity. Some men are going to marry women because these women have been there for them for a long time, not because they like these women. So you're marrying out of pity. Doesn't that person deserve to be with a person that actually wants to be with them? And it's not just being with them because to fulfill our righteousness. You see? So a lot of these nuances are very important. And that's the reason why I believe the worst advice you can ever get from anybody is the advice to settle. The worst advice you can ever get from anybody is the advice to consider compromise as the basis for whatever you are doing in your relationship. So that being said, I would like you to stay good and stay wise.